Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Ebony Shanae, and I have my lovely boyfriend Chris here.
How y'all doing? It's Chris Evans.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to do an update in our relationship and stuff. And you know, I am a 26-year-old virgin. Chris is practicing celibacy, and this is something that is very dear to our hearts, and this is something that we both want to do, you know, in practicing abstinence on the way to marriage.
Yes.
So it's and I kind of noticed it's kind of like it's like people talk about this kind of stuff now, when years ago that was unheard of to talk about, you know, if you catch my drift. So we just kind of wanted to give you an update about our journey and the things that we may struggle with, the things that we don't struggle with, the things that God help us with, the things that we find peace at, you know. And just starting off, we've been together for a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in December, and we both are honoring our wait and waiting till marriage. And it's something that, you know, I take pride in. It's something that Chris take pride in. I know when we first started to date, he loved that about me. And you know, due to his past relations, he made a choice before he even knew me that he wanted to practice celibacy. And I just thought that was so amazing, you know, in the process of falling in love with him, or us falling in love with each other, that, you know, he made that decision before he even knew me, you know. And I just knew that could only be God, you know. So shout out to God, because he definitely can work things out better than you ever could, you know. So I'm very thankful. So we can just start off with the things that, like, what's your perspective on waiting? Is it hard? Is it easy? Is it a piece of cake? Or is it difficult? Like, what's going on in your mind to the point where, you know, you would like to share?
Let's see. Waiting. First of all, you have to be in the right space, the right mindset to even put yourself there to want to wait. It's a big decision to make, because a lot of young adults, teenagers, you know, are out here very sexually active. Right. And you know, it's kind of like it's the normal thing. And you know, people, you know, aren't in relationships. Even people that are in relationships, you know, they're sexually active with each other. And you know, I'm not knocking anybody, you know, but you know, you just have to, if you want to wait and for the right thing, and if you feel like you're doing it for a purpose, then it's possible. It can be quite challenging. I'm not gonna say it's hard, but it can be a challenge, especially like for if someone is used to, you know, getting, you know, pleasure a certain way from, you know, in the past. You know, I'm not gonna say it was hard for me, but for some people it may be hard. As far as me, I just made the decision, you know, I want to, you know, wait for the right time or whatever, and that was the decision I made. And usually when I make a decision, like something I want to do and stick with, I'm gonna stick with it and roll with it and just go. And that's just how I've always been. Whether it's me, like with school, like when I kind of messed around in school, and you know, was in school kind of too long in college, and I just made the decision, like, look, I need to go ahead and get out of school. I need to do this, I need to do that. I want to start making money, this and that. So I made the decision then, okay, now I want to graduate. What do I have to do? And I stuck to it. And I've been like that with everything. If I'm truly passionate about something, or if it's something I really want to do, I stick to it, and that's just how I am. And so as far as being celibate, it's just a decision I made. I said, you know, I want to find the right person.
What is the root of you making that decision? Like, what led you to make that decision? Was it a very important time in your life, or is it because of your past relations? Like, explain to them why you had to make that decision, or why it was a choice, an easy choice.
It wasn't an easy choice. I wouldn't say it was easy. It was more like I just wanted to see a change in my life. I have been praying to God, asking for changes, for God to reveal certain things to me. And, I kind of made a commitment with God, like, if I do this, show me the right way to get to where I want to go, even with graduating, finding the right person to be in a relationship with, just being successful in life. I made a commitment. I've been in past relationships, and I feel like I wasn't treated fairly in a relationship in the past. So that kind of has something to do with it. It's not all that has something to do with it, but that's some part of what has something to do with it. But like I said, it was more like me making a commitment with God, telling, okay, if I commit to doing this, then, can you please show me, some changes in my life? I want to see success. I want to see, be with the person that I feel like is going to be my wife and that I know is going to be my wife. And, I just made the commitment from then on, and I just, been rolling with it, and it's been a great, great thing for me. And as far as it being a challenge, it's not really a challenge for me. I just, like I said, when I'm stuck to something, my mind is set on it, I'm gonna do it regardless, And there's always obstacles in the way, and that's when people think it's a challenge. And I guess you can say it can be a challenge, but like I said, for me, I'm gonna stick to something I really want to do, or that I feel like I have to do. And once I make that commitment, it's over with. So. And
he brought up a very great point when he said, he asked God to bless him with this decision, and that's exactly what God did. Because number one, you're honoring yourself and you're honoring God. So it's like God was like, okay, you doing this, you doing what's right for yourself. I'm gonna bless you. Not saying that it's just gonna be given to you, it's gonna be easy for you, but I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna give you someone that is compatible with your journey, that can help you along the way. You all can build into that. You can achieve that together, because you could be practicing celibacy or abstinence, and you could be with somebody who is not on the same mental page that you are on, and it's like it's a collision course. You'll eventually crash because this person is not on that and you are, and it's kind of like oil and water. It won't mix, it won't work. So the thing is, in decisions like this, it is important to involve God, because He the one who set us up, and that was not by chance. That wasn't nothing that I did. It was nothing that He did. We both individually made a commitment to God and to ourselves that this is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do. And God blessed us with each other, so that path can be achievable. And I just think that is amazing, and it's God-given. And a lot of things that like people ask us about with us, because Chris is 27, I'm 26, and we really about this life. Like, this is something that we are truly doing. Dedicated, exactly. So it's just like a lot of people are like, well, how do you benefit from it? And that's something that is personal for us. Like, one of the things that I benefit from is I have a lot more clarity in my relationship. Like, I definitely believe if I was, having sex or sexually active, I feel like I'll be missing out on a lot of mental clarity, and sex complicates things. That's not, everyone knows that. Like, everyone knows that. And I feel like when you take sex out the equation, when you're trying to build a future with somebody, you're trying to build ultimate goals with somebody, you trying to get to that next level, in my opinion, sex should not be involved. And that's why it's like we are on a whole different level where we can focus on other attributes of our relationship, of building trust, loyalty, building a future together, building our empire together, building love, true love, that to the point where sex has absolutely nothing to do with that, because sex doesn't have anything to do with love, you know, until you reach that true level. And I got to know him on levels that are so amazing, and I love you.
The same here, you know, we've definitely connected. Just like any relationship, every relationship has its ups and downs, but you know, you gotta be able to take the good with the bad, and
right.
You know, like people say, if the good outweighs the bad, then you know it's worth a shot. You know, exactly. And it's really worth more than a shot. You know, so just for anybody out there that's, you know, practicing celibacy or anything like that, just wait for the right time. You know, you will find the right person. There's a person out there for everybody. You will find the right person. And you know,
and another thing
stay
too,
positive.
right?
Stay positive. Just continue to pray.
Exactly.
Continue to pray. That helps me out with everything. Not only this situation, but with everything.
And another thing too, in a scenario like this, you know, you cannot lose when you're honoring God.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You cannot lose. Now, has this been a challenge? Of course, but God blesses us to, you know, honor him, because he looks at your heart, you know. And my ultimate goal was, I knew if I did this, I will be blessed with my husband. Not taken away from anybody else, because everyone has different paths, you know. But I knew that if I did this, I would be blessed. There's no way I would not be blessed with the man that I'm supposed to be with. So just keep that in mind. When you're honoring God, you cannot lose in any scenario, any situation. And I think that really is our testimony. Of course, relationships go through ups and downs and stuff like that, but it's no one else I would rather go through those things with. Like, I look at him as my future husband. I look at him as soon that will happen, because I know this is the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with. But we mentally, you can only get there when y'all have the same mentalness. Y'all are on the same mental capacity of that. And that's why I definitely feel like our relationship is worth the wait, because God is doing other things in our lives, where if we were having sex and entertaining the devil, we wouldn't be able to see that. We probably wouldn't even be able to accomplish that. So we definitely benefit from waiting, without a doubt. And it's just something that is so sacred, you know, and I feel like that's a goal that we're both aiming for. So when it finally does happen, we'll be so blessed, you know.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
You want to add anything else to it?
If I were, you know, in anyone else's shoes and I was watching this video, well, I'm gonna just tell y'all, you know, for anyone out there that wants to do it or has thought about it, you know, pray on it.
Definitely.
You know, and just, you know, things will be revealed to you. You know, it's up to you to react. You know, things are always, you know, people always show you their true colors and this and that.
Yes.
So, you know, it's up to you to react a certain way. You know, you want to wait for something and you feel like it's worth the wait, then by all means you should do that. And you know, stick to it. Just learn how to just stay, you know, just be strong-willed, strong-minded, and say, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
And no matter what, no one's gonna stop me from doing what I want to do. Because
it benefits you in not just abstaining, but you're abstaining from a lot of things that are not good for you. So when you make that decision, you have a better mindset. You can actually weed out who is for you and who is not for you. Because if they only want to have sex with you, you would know that from you abstaining. So is that somebody you want to spend or try to spend the rest of your life with? Absolutely not. And I think that's how God uses you to, you know, look, make this decision, I will show you the way, you know. So it's something that we are so proud of.
Yeah.
And it's something that we are definitely happy that we made that decision, you know. And I'm just thankful again that God, I knew he would bless me, but the way it happened, I was just blown away. I was like, wow. Even to this day, I just think about it like, wow, like I got the man of my dreams, and I'm still a virgin, and he honors that, and he's celibate, and he's honoring his way with me. That's beautiful. You can't put a price on that. That's value. You can't put a price on that. You know, so it's only God given. So we just hope that this has encouraged you. I'm all about positivity and just inspiring people to always do better. You know, life is about climbing to that next level. You know, and you might not want to be celibate, and that's perfectly fine, but just find out what it is that can help you become better, you know. So I definitely hope that this inspired y'all, and thank you for tuning in to our channel. And my boo-boo, give me a kiss. Mwah. I love him so much, y'all. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.